Top of the morning to you.
Way back when I first started my review series, I discussed Shrek Treasure Hunt, one of the most pitiful movie tie-in games I've ever had the displeasure of playing. And then in 2004, the inevitable sequel arrived, just when you thought it was all ogre.
I'm not ashamed of that pun. Let's move on quickly.
Of course, due to the success of the Shrek franchise, a game based on the popular sequel was also inevitable. Thankfully, this game is far superior, and unlike its piss-poor predecessor, it follows the events of the movie.
Well...
Shrek 2 is a multiplayer game for up to 4 players. Throughout, you're required to complete tasks for snapshots.
Neat!
Some of these tasks are pretty impressive, while others are fairly menial and probably not worth commemorating, such as this task which sees you collect snail eyeballs. Well, that's just great.
Just what I always wanted!
Usually in each level there's a task requiring you to find a number of things, such as this first level which sees you having to locate the 7 dwarfs for seemingly no reason.
Fare thee well, my heroes.
I don't remember this scene in the movie. Just saying.
Additionally, aside from the 2 major boss levels, every level contains 12 hidden magic beans, some of which are indeed well hidden and hard to locate, and some are pretty much in plain sight. Collecting them all earns you a snapshot, although what purpose these things serve is a mystery to me. One thing I strongly appreciate in terms of the multiplayer aspect of the game is that, unlike other movie tie-in multiplayer games like Over the Hedge, the developers made a conscious decision to make each character as diverse and unique as possible. Each character has their own special ability. Donkey, for example, can perform a burrow blast, a big-ass kick to the face.
That's ass as in donkey. See what I did there?
Shrek can use his ogre strength to lift and place heavy objects, while Fiona can use hourglasses to, slow down time.
Because... ogre power!
Gingerbread Man can throw cookies to lure enemies into traps or to draw them nearer. It's just lucky for you, everybody likes cookies. Who doesn't? Some characters can also jump higher than others. For example, Gingerbread Man is capable of reaching higher items than most of the others. Anyway, as we delve deeper into the swamp, we bump into none other than Monsieur Hood.
Oh, merry man!
No, I remember that part! Oh wait, that was in the first movie. Did they actually watch this movie?
During battle, there are a number of special potions that may help. There's your average health bottles, which restore a portion of your team's health, a potion that increases your team's attack power, and a blue invulnerability potion. A little further along, and we have to help capture fairies for this leprechaun we've never met before. You know, just like that scene that also wasn't in the movie. Eventually, we realize that an obnoxious loudmouth girl has usurped the swamp to steal all the chickens, even though there were no chickens here before.
Honestly, you leave your home for 5 minutes, come back and find your home suffered a chicken infestation. We've all been there!
Name's Lil Red. I promised my grandmother I'd get some chickens for her to make soup. Will you help me?
Hell no! Get the fuck out of my home, you little red trespasser! Go on, Shrek, you tell him! What kind of response was that? I've totally lost all respect for you, man.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Once all the chickens have been cruelly boiled alive, the twisted little red bitch congratulates you.
Good job, guys. I'll be along to meet you at Grandma's house in a sec.
Since when the crapping hell are we off to Grandma's? I don't even know you! I've got things to do, man!
I also don't remember this in the movie. Like, Red Riding Hood had one tiny cameo, and she didn't look prepared to be my friend then. That is not a friendly face. Once you get to Grandma's, it's hero time. No, really. This is usually the final portion of every level, in which one character alone is required to complete the task. Of course, a level finale so dramatic deserves an equally dramatic introduction.
Hero time!
In this case, however, the magic mirror sounds weirdly bored.
Hero time!
In this level, you need to use Fiona to pop the blackbirds for a pie, using her stellar voice. Once again, this is a scene reminiscent of the first movie.
Did the developers actually watch this sequel? Because none of this actually happened.
Also, I'm a little concerned about all the unnecessary bird abuse so far. I think it's about time somebody contacted the RSPB.
Yay!
Once your pie is done, Gingerbread Man opts to leave the party, while the obnoxious little red brat joins you.
Got room in the carriage?
No. Piss off.
The next level sees us arrive in a spooky forest after a wicked witch turns our horses back into blind mice.
We have been rudely turned back into mice.
You know, just like what didn't happen in the movie.
Yes, I can see that. No, you can't.
Does that mean the horses were blind as well? I'm not sure I'd trust that method of transportation. If only we had a dragon to help us.
The crew heads to the Wicked Witch's place to somehow turn the mice back into horses. Why is it you always get a really easy, happy, upbeat first level and then a dark, difficult, and creepy second level? It's as though they lure you into a false sense of security.
Still, at least it can't get any creepier.
Sorry, I can tell you put down roots here.
Nice to see that the wit of the movie is kept firmly intact.
Donkey!
Hold on a second, the tree's still talking! How bloody rude! The only solution to our hero's problem is to use Donkey's Burrow Blast move and timber!
So yeah, kids, the moral of the story is, if someone's talking to you and they're boring you, kick them! Hey, it works. Can't argue with results.
Lil Red is the only one of your current party who can throw projectiles, meaning only she and her apples can disable the mouse traps up ahead. Lil Red's special move is throwing rotten apples, which explode after a short time. Yep, you're gonna need a doctor after being struck by one of these.
Who knew apples could be so ironically lethal?
Before long, we come across the annoying Unfunny Leprechaun again.
Welcome to Crazy Larry's Leprechaun Shop.
Yes, this little Irish stereotype pops up all over the game.
Top of the morning to you.
From him, you can purchase lucky artifacts that aid your team somehow, including increased hit points and faster health regeneration. Now and again, he'll also demand money from you to pass.
Oh, look, will you pay me gold or not?
Because if there's one character we really wanted to see repeatedly, it was this guy.
Thank you for your business.
Game, you have misjudged us all.
If at any point you're low on funds, fear not, for as you progress, you unlock bonus levels which see you pool a pretty profit. Once you've made it to the gingerbread house, it turns out the carriage has been conveniently flown there by Gingerbread Man and Dragon.
Is he flirting or having a stroke?
Fiona then enters the carriage for no reason, just in time for the witch to send it careening down a dangerous forest path. Well, frankly, you deserved that, Fiona. You were pretty stupid getting that thing. Not sure what you're expecting to happen. The mice are still mice, after all. It's up to Donkey and Dragon to chase after the carriage and rescue Fiona. Yes, that's right. It's
Hero time!
Anyway, eventually Dragon saves Fiona. Although this is meant to be Donkey's hero time, I guess.
I saved the princess. We saved the princess.
Yay! Yay, humor him, everybody. Let him have his moment, even though he did fuck all.
You eventually make it to far, far away. They don't really explain how. The horses are still mice. It must have been one hell of a slow carriage. Unless Dragon took them, which would surely have been far quicker in the first place. Oh, I'm thinking too much about this. Let's move on.
Welcome to Far, Far Away.
Once you've arrived, this bad John Cleese impersonator requests that you all become his deputies and help him with errands about the kingdom.
Deputy Shrek, at your service.
What a lovely way to treat your estranged daughter and her husband, you miserable bastard. So, what are these errands? Well, one sees you having to throw more chickens around so they can be cooked and served as fast food. Knowing how meticulous chickens can be, I'm sure they'll be safe. And another task sees you stealthily pursue a troll at the museum, who's making off with the family jewels. Luckily for you, he seems to drop everything he picks up anyway, which kind of begs the question, what's the point in your being here at all? He's also fortunately short-sighted, giving you the opportunity to grab his jewels. This would surely have been better with just one character rather than four. Still, careful not to approach him too closely or he'll spot you and attack. It really feels like you're walking on eggshells. Speaking of which, another task sees you having to recover Humpty Dumpty's pieces as part of a crime scene investigation, while Cinderella needs help with her window shopping as hordes of thugs seem intent on attacking her.
I wonder if it's on sale. Like, I would rather die than wear that. Nice colors. Matches my dress.
My God, she's annoying. Why are we protecting her?
La 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 la.
Am I the only one who wouldn't mind seeing her die a horrible, horrible death? No? It would probably make for a more interesting snapshot too.
Neat.
There's also another task in which you need to take out the Pied Piper's rats, and then the Pied Piper himself.
Ooh, sounds like a level boss. Heads up, guys, this could be a tough one. Oh. Well, that's that then.
Seriously, what was the point in his life meter appearing? They even went to the trouble of designing it to look like a pipe. Why bother when he's dead in one hit? Anyway, the final task is Shrek's Hero Time.
Hero time!
I preferred my rendition, but never mind. In which he has to daze and throw thugs into the back of a paddy wagon.
Well, it's a step up from throwing chickens, I suppose.
Once you've completed enough tasks to impress Daddy, a familiar face makes a shock appearance.
Plan B, then.
Well, it should be a familiar face when it actually looks and sounds nothing like her.
Spitting image.
Indeed, it becomes apparent to us that the king had intended to kill us all, including his own daughter. Yeah, this guy is somehow a far bigger arsehole than he was in the movie. Harold then hires the ogre killer Puss in Boots to take out Shrek, which ultimately boils down to a lifeless button combination challenge thing. Wow, never seen one of these before.
Well, you've been a bad little kitty.
After making our new feline friend, he takes us to Fairy Godmother's house, which we find out is inaccessible to our heroes. Besides that girl who's still following us for no reason. Thank God she's finally pissed off. Oh wait, couldn't she have sneaked us in?
You're out of the game!
The only way we can get in is by delivering a package to Fairy Godmothers from Jack and Jill's farm.
Again, a perfect delineation of what didn't happen in the movie.
This level sees Puss in Boots essentially take the lead. His special move sees him tightrope to areas unreachable by the other characters. Fairy Godmother is hot on her heels somehow, even though she has no idea we're looking for her, and turns all the pumpkins against you. I'm pretty sure she could have given life to something a little more substantial. They are, after all, pumpkins. Yeah, I don't care how angry your face is, you're a pumpkin. The 3 Billy Goats Gruff play a significant role in this level. 2 of them need to be escorted across bridges to safety, and the troll dwells nearby. I love the irony that they're depending on a grotesque-looking ogre to save them from a troll. Like, how do they know I'm not as lethal? Maybe I just have one of those trustworthy faces, I don't know. Now, I know what you're thinking. This level sounds like a gamer's dream. If there's one thing every gamer loves, it's escort missions.
Can't friggin' wait.
Oh, good day, cheerio. Aren't you a sorry lot? And so good to meet you.
You know what? You're really not helping your case here.
The second of these escort missions is accompanied by some pretty dramatic music. The music's great, if only something interesting were happening to accompany it. Eventually, you locate goat number 3 in the nick of time. Turns out this troll has his own buzzsaw for slaughtering goat, even though he already has big muscles, a blunt weapon, and can regurgitate bombs on demand.
Was the buzzsaw really necessary? Talk about overkill.
Blow the troll up, and then it's...
Hero time!
in which Puss in Boots scales the waterfall to jostle free a jammed elevator leading directly to the farm. Once there, we find that the 3 pigs are taking care of the place while Jack and Jill are away.
So wait, the animals are running the farm? This just raises questions. And what's more, the pigs are in charge. How very Orwellian. Who's gonna tell the game developers they probably watched the wrong animated movie?
Like Far Far Away, this level sees you having to complete pointless errands. One task sees you try to literally find a needle in a haystack, while another sees you clear chickens from a cornfield by hitting them so that they fly away. Somehow. Another task sees you having to collect eggs. But hey, at least they're not being force-fed until they give birth. One task sees you having to protect a withered beanstalk from rats. A la Jack and the Beanstalk succeed and it grows,
really tall?
While this level's hero time sees Gingerbread Man race up a hill to fetch a pail of water, avoiding the inexplicable giant killer tomatoes dropping from the sky. Just one hit is potentially lethal.
This is far from how I pictured my own death, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Once at Fairy Godmother's, we're reunited with our fair weather friend Lil Red. This eventually leads to her own
Hero time!
Only Lil Red and her basket of apples can clip her wings.
Really? The big hulking ogre and the swashbuckling cat didn't stand a chance, but the apple-throwing 12-year-old does? I smell something rotten here and it's not apples.
Eventually, we reach the potions room and actually experience a scene that's similar to one in the movie.
They did it! They finally did it! They actually based a level on the movie! It's so beautiful.
Fairy Godmother then chases her friends away. In these chase sections, the AI is bloody useless. You're lucky if just one other member of your party stays alive. Really, all they had to do was run. Was it that much of a challenge?
This is the part where you run away.
After avoiding some annoying elves in a scene once again reminiscent of the movie,
rejoice!
We encounter Prince Charming, who has a surprisingly good evil laugh.
But it's still not a patch on.
Charming attacks, and then every so often he'll jump out of reach and turn some chickens into knights.
You know what? I really don't think this game has enough chicken.
Oh, get you, Shrek.
What are you so happy about? Prison Break is the next level in which the fairy tale creatures rally together to save Shrek and Donkey, and some jailbirds for some reason, even though they may well be murderers for all we know. So are you gonna make your escape or what? At this point, half of my posse weren't even in the movie. You know, just like 90% of this game. Little Red is still here.
I think you've long worn out your welcome, young lady. You home invader.
At this point, I'm relying on Big Bad to kill her off. Come on, mate, well, you've got the chance. And I've no idea who the fairy is. She can levitate the other characters with pixie dust, but it doesn't really achieve anything.
Well, weren't you an essential addition to the team?
The enemies at this point are pretty tough, including knights, another bomb-regurgitating troll,
Shortbread!
and...
Oh no! I should have seen this coming!
Giant spider!
Yep, giant spiders. How original. The spitting image of the ones we never saw in the movie. Big Bad Wolf takes the Hero Time helm and ascends a dangerous tower to find the keys to free the transformed Shrek and Donkey. After this level, Lil Red is suspiciously never seen again.
What?
I'm saying nothing.
The next level continues the trend of straying as far away from the events of the movie as possible, as the heroes approach Mount Grim. Fortunately, Big Bad knows a shortcut through the mines, where our intrepid heroes encounter trident-wielding frog people, yet more giant spiders, stone warriors, and dwarves who once again need rescuing.
Now hurry up and rescue Snow White.
Yes, it turns out Snow White has also been taken hostage by the Fairy Godmother.
Did anybody actually watch the movie?
Wah, wah, wah. I'm Shrek. I'm never going to embrace my lovely Fiona again. Pathetic.
Yes, that impression was indeed pathetic.
Hero Time sees Shrek and Donkey in hot pursuit of the Fairy Godmother, charge at her mine truck, and she eventually gives in, but provides a chilling comeback before her departure.
You may have stopped me this time, but I'll let you and your little donkey too.
Sorry, what was that? The machinery kind of drowned you out there a bit, love. You got my number though, yeah? Text me. The penultimate level sees us join forces with Mungo, the giant gingerbread man, surprisingly almost just like what happened in the movie. The first task sees the friends put out the fires and rescue the civilians.
Only you can put out the fires.
Wait, what? Why? You'd trust an ogre turned human, a horse, a wolf, a cat, and a biscuit to save the kingdom? Why don't you do something about it, you lazy bastard? I wouldn't mind if you at least sounded remotely grateful.
Now will you get that lunatic cookie monster out of my town?
Well now, that seemed a little unnecessarily grisly.
And what the hell is Mama Bear doing? This is neither the time nor the place to pose for a pin-up calendar, love. Before long, we reach the rooftops. After Mungo helps you down, our annoying little leprechaun friend returns to demand more pay.
Pay me a billion gold pieces if you want to pass.
Fortunately, Mungo unwittingly squashes him. The final part of the level sees you guide Mungo towards the castle, using Ginger's cookies to entice him to throw giant gumdrop buttons at blockages in your path. Hero Time sees you protect Mungo from milk-projecting balloons while the giant ginger biscuit pounds on the drawbridge pretty ineffectively. I really don't understand what that achieves. Hello? Is there anybody there? The final boss is a bit of a lazy rehash of previous levels. There are more knights, more elves, more bomb-regurgitating trolls, more smarmy charming, more overacted lines from Fairy Godmother.
That's it! I'm sending you straight to the glue factory.
Oh, like what the pigs did to that horse. Oh wait, wrong movie. Silly me.
Her defeat is surprisingly low-key.
What do you know? I can be beaten.
More interestingly, achieving 100% in the main game unlocks a multiplayer bonus level titled Crash Colosseum, which sees you engage in battle with almost all your enemies, including giant spiders, frogs, trolls, and all the other antagonists we never saw in the movie. Surviving the fight is easy enough, but as usual, the hardest challenge is keeping your friends alive. Complete this level and you're rewarded with movie stills. Thrilling! As if this weren't disappointing enough, most of the screenshots are ruined by the crease in the middle of the page. Seriously, what the hell is this?
Oh, thank you, game. You shouldn't have. No, you really shouldn't have.
Ogre power!
Okay, so this game is far from terrible, but it has to be said it's nothing like the movie. Only a handful of levels seem to be based directly on the events of its source material, but the majority of levels are nonetheless enjoyable, and the co-op for the most part works surprisingly well. Where this game stands out is in its variety. Each character has their own moves, strengths, and methods of attack. The only drawback is the AI, which often sees your friends perish and sometimes hinder your own progress. The graphics aren't too bad either, although some are unintentionally creepy as hell.
Burn it!
Ultimately though, I shouldn't complain too much. It's not perfect by any means, but compared to the likes of Shrek Treasure Hunt, this looks fucking Oscar worthy. It's a solid game for sure, and that's no fairy tale.
This has been Michael Cooper, Ogre and out. See what I did there?
Ha ha ha!
Wah, wah, wah.